So my name is Magnegro. I'm from Prattville, Alabama, and I play Birdie and Poison and a few other characters, but that's probably the main two right now.
Okay, what scene do you represent?
So I represent the Alabama scene, which pretty small. I mean, I think we're spread out a good bit, so I don't think we have a big number of players, but we definitely have a few strong players here. So, but yeah, represent Alabama.
What's your gamer tag and where did it come from? So you start what my gamer tag is. Blah blah blah.
So my gamer tag is Magnegro, and the only weird story I guess I have about it was I only got that tag because it was a bet. Somebody bet me that I wouldn't name myself that, and because I used to go by Freezeway, just because everybody used to. My last name is Freeman, and everybody used to just call me Free. And then so my homeboy was like, "I bet you won't change your gamer tag to Magnegro," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I just did it, and ever since then I kind of stuck with it.
It's a dope name.
Okay, how do I feel about Rushdown as a player? I've known Rushdown for I don't know a few years now, and definitely seen him level up over the years. Definitely become one of the strongest Syrians I think in the U.S. So, I can't sleep on him, but I feel pretty good. I mean, it's a matchup I've played him, and I've played that matchup against a lot of the Urians, so pretty comfortable in it. How do I feel about Piano Densetsu? Densen's obviously the homie. I played a little bit of Sagat, so me and him definitely have talked about the character before, and went back and forth on stuff. So, um, you know, definitely a very strong Sagat, one of the few, but he's been putting in work with the character, so I'm excited to play him. How do I feel against Sagat? Sagat, I'm not really too worried about. The main issue with Sagat is it's really hard for him to make comebacks. So while his neutral is pretty good, especially against Birdie, he's a character with very slow mobility, big character. So it's a little bit hard for him to navigate around the fireballs. If you're smart about it, there's ways you can get in on him. And Sagat, once you get in, he doesn't really have a whole lot of answers to what Birdie's going to do other than DP. So not too worried about Sagat. How do I feel against Urian? Again, like I was saying earlier, it's a matchup I've played a lot. The matchup used to be in Birdie's favorite last season, but with the nerfs and some of the buffs that Urian got this season, it's probably closer to even now. You have to be a little bit more careful in neutral against him, but Birdie can fight him. It's just once Aegis comes into into factor or into play, you kind of just gotta hold it down and try not get opened up if you can. But yeah, definitely Birdie still has the tools to win in that matchup. So, my track record against Rushdown and Denson, for Rushdown, I think as of late we've been going back and forth. So I mean, it could go either way really. It just depends on who's on point that day. Against Piano Densetsu, maybe I have the edge. We hadn't played recently, but who knows? I'm not sure how much Birdie experience he has as of late, but I feel pretty good in the Sagat matchup, and I kind of know how he plays, so we'll see how it goes. Any words for your competitors? I mean, I don't know, man. They nerf Birdie, but they can't nerf Magnegro. Still feel like I'm pretty strong with the character, and even though they have nerfed him, I can kind of work around what they did to him. So I feel pretty good against both of them. Rushdown going to try and come out swinging, trying to be degenerate like you see in the clips, but I'm unaffected by that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm gonna go and try and shut everybody out. I'm trying to keep everybody below 10 wins. So we'll see how it goes though.
How do you feel? How do you feel about how Street Fighter V has adjusted to COVID-19?
Man, that's kind of a weird question, I guess. Um, so I guess they did announce that they've got the online Capcom Pro Tour, right? So we got that going on. So I guess that's the first thing that they did, which I don't know. That kind of seemed like it left a bad taste in people's mouths. And I mean, they had to do something, right? What were they going to do? Just go a whole season without any tournament representation and just let,
Right.
they had to do something. It's just kind of the state of the game online just isn't the best. So it kind of, I guess, delegitimizes it a little bit. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna have like BAB GoFundMe is not gonna win one of these, right? Mogo ain't gonna win one of these. It's probably still gonna be Knuckle Doo or somebody who had a good shot at getting top 8 at a CPT event already. So it might be one or two guys get randomed out in winners bracket, or somebody gets lagged out in losers, but it's still going to be somebody really strong that's going to win the tournament. So I think, as unfortunate as it is, people are still going to delegitimize it, but I think it's still going to be, one of the best players probably still winning it.
I mean, speaking on our, some of your competitors that you're going against in this King of the Grill. I mean, Rushdown. I think. I mean, catch that. I mean, he's a good player. Like you said.
Yeah.
Definitely, he probably gets the award for most improved. Now, and adding on Urian Online, OMG. I think he could go far in the Capcom Cup online type of season. Not taking away from him as a player.
Yeah.
Just the power of Urian Online, just in general.
Yeah. The character kind of favors the online setting in general, so it's like, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But obviously he's good, but it also helps when your character can kind of take advantage of that situation, that environment, I guess.
Okay. All right. Next question is, what do you think about the surplus of online tournaments now?
So I think with how many online tournaments are going on now, there is a bit of a surplus, and I don't think we're going to reach saturation yet. I mean, maybe eventually, or like oversaturation where people just maybe get burnt out. But if anything, I think what might happen is people just start only entering the ones where they know they can get money, right? Like, that might hurt some of the smaller ones, some of the guys that are trying to start building up a community, and maybe they don't have the bread to like throw $100 a weekend every time. So, and then if you're only doing Matcherino, if the players aren't spreading the links around and you're not getting a lot of traction on that stuff, you're not going to have big pots from the crowdfunding stuff. So, I mean, I think that's the only thing that's going to happen eventually, where maybe like some of these free to enter ones just don't get that many players anymore. But I mean, I'm glad, or just thankful, that we still have some tournaments to enter doing this. You know what I mean? So,
the community really has picked it up during this. I mean, Capcom kind of went silent at the beginning of this thing, and the community with the Reddit tournaments. I mean, they've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's not anything new for them. But you got Punk picking up the mantle. You got what's the win? NLBC changed it to online format. So the community in the FGC still stands strong as it always has been, I think. So that's real dope. You spoke a little bit about the Capcom Pro Tour, but how do you feel they handled the switching to an online format? Do you feel like it should have been done in a different way, or are you okay with that?
I think that's the best way they could have done it. The switching from the offline to the online format. So what they're going to do is they're going to host online qualifiers, and then the people who qualify from that end up going to compete offline in a I guess we don't know the format of it yet, but it'll be some type of open bracket or group stage or something like that, or not open bracket but invitation bracket. So I mean, I think that's the only way you can do it, right? Nobody wants to say Capcom Cup Finals is on CFN. That we know how unstable that is. Just think about somebody being in grand finals of Capcom Cup for how much ever amount of money, $100,000 on the line, and then it just in the middle of a game-winning combo. Like it. Yeah, it's just you can't have that type of money, taking place on, as unstable as CFN is. Like you can't. So I think that's probably the best way for them to do it. Given the situation, I guess, because they don't really know what's going on with COVID-19. So it's like they don't want to plan to try and do something offline, like invite people to a specific place to play offline. And, that doesn't happen. So I think this is probably the safest bet, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think we should have an additional year of Street Fighter V or move on to the next entry?
Do I think we should have an additional year of Street Fighter V? I think so. The game's in a really good place. Competitive, I guess, like competition wise. There's still some features and little things that the game is lacking, but it seems like they are trying to improve on the experience overall for people. And given that we don't have a real tournament season this year, and there's also a chance that maybe since COVID happened, maybe new games and new consoles, like that environment's going to be different than it was going to be before all this happened. They might as well just hold off. You know what I mean? There's no rush to really bring out a new game right now. And we don't want a repeat of season 1 of Street Fighter V, where the game just came out like undercooked, just didn't have all the features it needed. It just wasn't a great product for people to drop, $60 on. So I think they should just hold off, just maybe try and rebalance the game at the end of the year, even if they don't plan on having new characters. Rebalance the game, add some new features here and there. Like you don't even have to go crazy and like add new mechanics, just like fix CFN, like you could do that, or there's like little small things people have been asking for in the game. So like just do stuff like that and chill out, and maybe in 2022 we finally get Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, it's in a really good place. It's bad that COVID-19 happened at this point. But I mean, it's really giving people. I think this will make the best season of Street Fighter V, because it's giving people a year to really train on the new characters, new mechanics, and next year, man, the Pro Tour will be so crazy with the amount of skills you gain in a year of training, really, because this is really a training year, how I look at it.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Basically, free for all, man. Anything else you want to shout out, man? Your podcast, whatever, man. Shout it out.
Yeah, well, I guess you guys can check me out on Twitter. I'm on Twitter all the time at Boombox Hero. I'm on Twitch. You can follow me at twitch.tv/Magnegro with a 0 at the end instead of an O. And also got a podcast. It's called Half Circle Back. You can find it pretty much on, all the streaming services, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Google Podcasts. And it's me and my co-host 4H Tim. The purpose of it was supposed to be, it was going to be like a CPT based podcast where we go over like tournament results and trends in CPT, but with COVID, that kind of bodied that. So right now it's kind of turned into a like interview style podcast where we just bring on people from the community, talk to them about what they got going on, to see if they have any interesting stories, and it's been pretty fun so far. So we usually have new episodes every Thursday. So yeah, just check that out.
Good shit, man. Keep that shit going, man. Fellow podcaster to podcaster, bro.